What's up, everybody? Welcome to Jake Kellen Productions. I'm your host, Jack Kellen, and today I'm going to give you my 2023 wildcard predictions. Now, the first game, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to face their division rival, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the Niners, they're big 9.5 favorites hosting the Seahawks, and I really think that the Niners are going to have a field day against Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks have anything that can stop them defensively. Offensively, the Niners just have too many weapons. The only thing that could keep the Seahawks in it is Brock Purdy struggles, and he has shown no signs of doing that in recent weeks. And the Seahawks defense has not shown any ability to slow down any quarterback that's not named Baker Mayfield. So it's going to be the Niners to win pretty handily on Saturday. Next game, we have the LA Chargers traveling to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this game, I'm picking the home underdog, and the reason I'm picking this is because the Jaguars, they've won 5 straight games at the end of the playoffs. The Chargers have an idiot for head coach, Brandon Staley, who was playing their starters week 18 in a meaningless game against the Broncos. And I think that the Jaguars not only will win this game pretty handily, they did beat them early in the season, but that game really doesn't count. And also, important stat, the Chargers are 1-3 on the year on grass fields. Jaguars have a grass field, and I have a simple moniker. If you're ass on grass, you're ass. So, pretty simple. Jaguars should win pretty easily. Next game, we got Miami with Skylar Thompson going to the Buffalo Bills. Now, the problem with this game is if it was Tua, weather doesn't look that bad in Buffalo. You know, it's cold, but not much snow. I think Miami would have a good chance. They have the tools. They can take advantage of the Bills' weakness in their secondary. Bills have all the strength on offense, but I think it would be a good, fun shootout. However, with the weaknesses at quarterback, Skylar Thompson, he's a below average quarterback at best, taking on this Buffalo defense. Raheem Mostert is injured, so their run game is pretty weakened. I think the Bills will win this game easily. It's a good 1 o'clock Sunday game. Get you into football before you get like the better games later. Well, one of the games isn't as good. Anyway, Bills should win that game easily. Next game, we have the Giants at the Vikings. And people are hating on this Vikings team. This is a Vikings team who is really good at home. Only team they lost to at home is the Dallas Cowboys. So they're 8-1 on the season. The Giants don't have any of the tools that the Cowboys have to beat this Vikings team on the road. Now, the Vikings will get in trouble next week when I predict that they play the 49ers. But this Giants team doesn't have the receivers to take advantage of the Vikings' weaknesses in the secondary. Yeah, they almost won, but these two teams play close games, and the Vikings are just better in close games. They got a better receiver that can come down with catches. Now, if it's a low-scoring game and the Giants can go on an 8-minute drive at the end of the game, yeah, the Giants will win the game. But I think that this game is going to be slightly bigger for the Vikings. I think that they're going to prove people wrong, show people who they're really all about, and they're going to go out and dominate this game. Not necessarily dominate per se, but really destroy the Giants. It's going to prove a lot of people wrong, showing that they're really a top contender in the NFC. Now we have Baltimore at Cincy. Now, the news that Lamar Jackson is out, I think that there's very little chance for the Ravens to win, especially because Tyler Huntley really hasn't shown to be doing anything on offense for the past 5 weeks, and Anthony Brown last week was nothing. However, this Ravens defense is really, really good, especially with the addition of Roquan Smith at the trade deadline and Patrick Queen. Those linebackers are locking down everything. So this defense can keep it close. Project a low-scoring game here in Cincinnati, but I don't think that Joe Burrow is going to let this Ravens team keep him up. I mean, I don't think Joe Burrow is ever going to be able to let Tyler Huntley beat him in the playoffs. I just don't see that happening. Now, that's Sunday Night Football, so it'll be a good one. Now, the biggest game of the week, most anticipated game, we got Dak and the Dallas Cowboys taking on to Tampa Brady with Tom Brady and the Bucks. Now, this is a very interesting game because the Bucks have sucked all year, and then recently they won a few of their last 2 games to get momentum, and everyone is starting to ride the Bucks. And Cowboys are the opposite. They were great all year, and then they started to suck the last few weeks. Now, who am I going with? I think Tom Brady in the playoffs. I know we shouldn't trust this team, but Tom Brady, I just feel that this is a game he win. I feel like Dak Prescott, he's going to make 1 or 2 or 3 mistakes that are going to really leave his team out hanging. And I don't think there's that. I think Tom Brady is going to capitalize on those mistakes enough to be able to take the victory in the wild card round. Now, for my betting locks of the week, first one, my biggest confident one, I got Jags plus 2.5. Now, I already said that I think the Jags are going to win. Now, I think without Mike Williams, I feel like this Chargers teams, they really don't have any good. They still have a great quarterback, but deep threat wise, they're not that good. I think that the Jags rush defense is strong enough with Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen that Austin Eckler is not really going to be able to run the ball against them. I think that this Chargers defense is susceptible to the talented receivers that the Jags have. And I think that the Jags are overall going to be able to take advantage of most of the matchups. And I think that they'll win this game probably like 27-17. I say a 10-point game. Even if the Chargers do win, I think the Chargers they'll only win by like a 1-2 points, like 23-21 or like 24-23, something really close. But yeah, next we have Baltimore-Cincy. Now, if you played any attention to Ravens games, you've known that the scores have all been really low scoring, like 16-13. Now, I don't see Baltimore really being able to score that much. I also don't see Cincinnati being able to score any on this Ravens defense. I think they'll get a touchdown early, and then it's going to be punt fest. They'll get a field goal at the end of the half. It'll be like 10-0, 10-3 at the end of the first half. And then I think that they'll get another score. It'll be like 13-3, 17-3. And then Ravens will get another score. So it'll be like, and then we get to the fourth quarter and we're looking up, it's like 20-10. And then the Ravens aren't going to be able to push the ball down the field. They're going to be relying on their pass game, and then they're just going to put it away. And then the Bengals aren't going to be able to run the ball efficiently against this defense. So I think it'll just be punt. Final score is going to be like 23-10. That's way under 40.5. And the way I'm seeing it, I see that this game will hit the under. Final guarantee, I have the Vikings winning by 3, covering the spread against the New York Giants. I think that the Vikings are going to prove everyone wrong. They're going to come out, win this game by at least 2 scores, say like 10, 14 points. And they're going to prove people wrong, show that they're really a contender in the NFC. I feel like Justin Jefferson's going to have a big game of over 200 yards against this Vikings secondary. I feel like the Daniel Jones is going to make some mistakes. The playoffs, big moment. I don't really feel like these are 2 quarterbacks you really can't trust. I feel like you can trust Kirk Cousins a lot more than Daniel Jones. I feel like Kevin O'Connell, he's a slightly worse coach, but the Vikings have slightly better players, and that gives the Vikings the advantage. I mean, T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. I feel like the Giants player that would skill position that would start in this offense is Saquon, and even then he would only be in a split back share with Dalvin Cook. I don't think any of those players would start. So give me the Vikings to cover. Vikings defense, it's getting better, got a lot of injuries back, and I feel like that the Giants offense is going to make enough mistakes that the Vikings defense can capitalize, that give the Vikings chances to score. I feel like they'll win this game like 30-20, 30-16, something like that. And that's all the time I have for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back next time on Tuesday when I recap the Wild Card Weekend.